Ladies and gentlemen, we all have that place we feel safest, our comfort zone. It's where we don't have to fight for our dreams. It's the place where we feel in control. But here's the truth. Comfort is often where dreams go to die. The world tells us to chase comfort, to seek ease, to settle for stability. But if we're too comfortable, we forget what it's like to feel alive. When we don't face challenges, we stop growing, and we slowly start to waste our potential. Let's break the illusion of comfort. The truth is, nothing extraordinary comes from staying in the same place. Comfort is an illusion that we all chase. It's a space where we feel in control, where things seem predictable and easy. But here's the problem. Comfort is a trap. It may feel good at first, but it is ultimately limiting. Comfort keeps us in a bubble where we don't have to face any challenges. It's like staying inside a shell, safe from the world, but also missing out on everything that could truly enrich our lives. When we stay too long in the comfort zone, we stop growing. We stop pushing ourselves to be better, to do more, and to challenge the limits we've set for ourselves. It's a place where mediocrity becomes acceptable, where we settle for less than we deserve. In this zone, we find it easy to justify our reasons for staying where we are. It's too risky to try something new, or I'm comfortable here. Why should I change? But what we don't realize is that this comfort is slowly suffocating us. It's taking away our potential, our ability to dream bigger, to achieve more. We were never meant to stay in one place. Humans were built to evolve, to grow, and to face challenges. If we don't do this, we'll never know how strong we truly are. Look at the world around you. The people who achieve great things, who inspire others, are the ones who dare to step outside their comfort zones. They're the ones who are willing to take the risk, to fail, and to try again. They didn't settle for comfort, they embraced discomfort. And it was in that discomfort where they found their true potential. Now think about your own life. Are you stuck in your comfort zone? Are you avoiding challenges because they seem too difficult? Are you hiding from failure because it feels easier to stay where you are? Understand that staying in that place isn't helping you. It's keeping you from the success, the happiness, and the growth that you deserve. You're meant for so much more than what your comfort zone is offering you. Stepping outside that comfort zone isn't easy. It's uncomfortable. It's scary. But it's necessary. Every step into discomfort is a step toward a better version of yourself. It's a step toward realizing your dreams, not just imagining them. Growth doesn't happen in the easy moments. It happens when we push through the hard ones, when we face the unknown and say, I'm ready. So break free from the chains of comfort. Don't let it keep you stuck. Embrace the challenges. Embrace the discomfort. It's the only way to discover who you are and what you're truly capable of. Because when you step out of your comfort zone, you open the door to a whole new world of possibilities. Growth can only happen when we are willing to face challenges and step out of the comfort zone. The comfort zone may feel like a safe place, but it is a place where growth goes to die. When we stay in a space that requires no effort, no risk, and no change, we stop evolving. Growth is about transformation, and transformation requires us to challenge ourselves, to push ourselves further, and to reach for something bigger than what we have right now. But it is impossible to do that when we are stuck in a cycle of comfort. Think about it. Every time you want to grow, whether it's in your career, personal life, or even your mindset, it requires doing something uncomfortable. You can't expect to improve without facing obstacles. You can't expect to get better without taking risks. It is precisely when you step out of your comfort zone and confront challenges head-on that you open the door to real growth. Let's take a look at some of the most successful people in the world. Did they get to where they are by staying comfortable? No, They had to take risks, make mistakes, and endure hardships to get there. They chose the hard path, the path that involved stepping into the unknown and dealing with uncertainty. That's where the real growth happens, when you don't know what's ahead but decide to keep moving forward anyway. The truth is, comfort is the enemy of growth. It keeps you from realizing your full potential. When you are too comfortable, you don't have the motivation to push yourself. You become complacent, and complacency leads to stagnation. Growth doesn't happen when you're stuck in the same place. It happens when you are actively seeking to improve, to learn, to evolve. This means stepping outside your familiar routine and challenging your assumptions. It means putting yourself in situations where you feel vulnerable, where you don't have all the answers, where you might fail but are still willing to try. When we stay in our comfort zones, we allow fear to control us. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. But what we don't realize is that fear is what keeps us stuck. Fear makes us hold on to what we know, even if it's not what's best for us. It's comfortable because it's predictable. But predictability is not the path to growth. Growth is found in uncertainty, in risk-taking, and in confronting what scares us. Each time you step out of your comfort zone, you face that fear. You move past it. And each time you do, you build confidence in your ability to handle the unknown, to take on challenges and to grow from them. Growth is a process of constant pushing, of saying, I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm moving toward it. You will face moments when you doubt yourself, when you feel unsure of whether you're making the right decision. You might even feel like quitting, but it's during those moments when you're unsure that you are growing the most. Those are the moments when you develop resilience, when you learn to trust yourself, and when you prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you thought. Comfort doesn't teach you resilience. It doesn't teach you persistence. It doesn't teach you how to fight for what you want. Discomfort, on the other hand, does. Discomfort forces you to adapt. It forces you to think differently. It forces you to rise above the challenges in your path and find solutions. It's only through facing discomfort that you develop the skills, mindset, and strength necessary to move forward. So whenever you find yourself looking for comfort, ask yourself if it's truly helping you. Ask yourself if it's keeping you from growing. Because the truth is, staying comfortable isn't going to get you where you want to go. If you want to achieve greatness, if you want to live a life of purpose and fulfillment, you need to be willing to step into discomfort, to face challenges, and to grow beyond what you thought was possible. Challenges are what define us. They shape our character, build our resilience, and help us grow in ways that comfort and ease never could. Life is full of challenges, and the way we approach them ultimately determines the kind of person we become. When we face a challenge, we are presented with an opportunity to either rise above or stay stuck. It's easy to avoid challenges, to run from them, to hope they simply go away. But the reality is that challenges are inevitable, and avoiding them only weakens us in the long run. It's when we face them head on, when we push through the discomfort, that we truly find our strength. Each challenge we encounter in life is a test. It's a test of our willpower, of our ability to persevere, and of our capacity to adapt. The most successful people are not those who have avoided challenges, but those who have faced them with courage, determination, and a willingness to learn. Success is not built on a foundation of comfort, but on the strength that comes from overcoming difficulties. Every challenge we face is an opportunity to prove to ourselves that we are capable of more than we thought. When we face challenges, we are forced to grow. We are forced to step outside of our comfort zones and try new things. We are pushed to be more creative, more resourceful, and more persistent. Without challenges, we become complacent. We settle into routines that don't push us to be better, to learn, or to evolve. It's through adversity that we discover what we're truly made of. We uncover strengths we didn't know we had, and we build resilience that carries us through the rest of our lives. Challenges also help us clarify what matters most to us. When life is easy, it's easy to lose sight of our goals and our purpose. But when we're faced with a challenge, we are forced to take a step back and reassess what's important. We learn to prioritize what truly matters and let go of things that no longer serve us. Challenges force us to get clear on our values, our goals, and our vision for the future. They help us realize that the obstacles we face are not roadblocks, but stepping stones on the path to something greater. While challenges can be difficult and sometimes overwhelming, they also provide us with valuable lessons. Every time we face a difficulty, we learn something new about ourselves. We learn how to handle pressure, how to manage stress, and how to approach problems with a fresh perspective. Even when we fail, we learn. Failure is just another form of feedback, showing us what didn't work and what we can do differently next time. The key is not to be discouraged by failure, but to use it as a tool for growth. Every failure brings us closer to success, and each challenge we face teaches us something essential. The growth that comes from challenges isn't always immediate. Often it takes time to see the fruits of our labor. We may not recognize our progress in the moment, but if we look back over time, we can see how far we've come. Challenges build our character and our resilience in ways that are often subtle but profound. It's through the process of overcoming obstacles that we become stronger, wiser, and more capable of handling whatever life throws our way. Challenges also teach us the importance of perseverance. It's easy to give up when things get tough, to throw in the towel and walk away. But true strength lies in our ability to keep going, even when the road is hard. The ability to persevere through difficulties is what separates those who succeed from those who give up too soon. Perseverance isn't just about pushing through, it's about learning, adapting, and evolving in the face of adversity. It's about recognizing that challenges are not the end of the road, but part of the journey. Ultimately, challenges are the greatest teachers we will ever have. They show us who we really are, what we're capable of, and what truly matters. It's through facing challenges that we discover our strength, build our resilience, and find our purpose. Without them, we would never know how far we could go. So instead of avoiding challenges, we should embrace them. They are the key to becoming the best version of ourselves. Comfort breeds complacency and stagnation. When we become too comfortable, we stop pushing ourselves to achieve more. We fall into a routine where nothing feels challenging and everything seems easy. On the surface, it may seem like a good place to be, but in reality, comfort is the enemy of progress. The longer we stay in our comfort zones, the less we grow. We settle for what is familiar, rather than reaching for what could be. Our potential becomes confined to the boundaries of our comfort, and we lose sight of the possibilities that lie beyond. When we settle into a comfortable routine, we stop striving for something greater. We stop trying to improve because we no longer feel the need to. We may have everything we need, our job, our relationships, our home, but we fail to see that there is more to life than simply maintaining the status quo. Comfort allows us to avoid challenges, to stay in our safe little bubble, and to avoid taking risks. But the problem with this is that life doesn't improve by simply maintaining what we already have. Growth comes from pushing ourselves beyond the limits of what feels easy. It comes from stepping outside of the comfort zone and embracing the discomfort that leads to improvement. When we stop challenging ourselves, we stop evolving. Stagnation occurs when we no longer seek new opportunities or set new goals. We fall into patterns of behavior that reinforce the idea that things don't need to change. But the truth is that life is constantly changing, and we must change with it if we want to stay relevant, fulfilled, and engaged. Comfort creates a false sense of security. It tricks us into thinking that staying the same is enough, but in reality, it's the pursuit of growth that makes life meaningful. Without challenges, we become stagnant. Without challenges, we never know how much we are capable of. The danger of complacency is that it can creep in unnoticed. We get used to things being the way they are, and we start to believe that this is all there is. We stop questioning whether there is more we could be doing, more we could be learning, and more we could be achieving. We allow ourselves to accept mediocrity because it feels easier than striving for excellence. But in doing so, we rob ourselves of the opportunity to become better versions of ourselves. We deny ourselves the chance to pursue new passions, to develop new skills, and to realize our full potential. When we become too comfortable, we stop taking risks. We stop putting ourselves out there and trying new things. This fear of failure, combined with the desire for comfort, holds us back. We avoid taking the first step toward a new challenge because we are afraid of what might happen. We worry about failure, rejection, or making mistakes. But it's only through these risks that we gain the experience necessary to grow. Every time we step outside of our comfort zone, we gain valuable insights. We learn more about ourselves. We develop new skills, and we open ourselves up to new opportunities. Growth comes when we are willing to embrace discomfort. It comes when we are willing to face the uncertainty of a new experience, and to welcome the possibility of failure as part of the process. Comfort zones offer nothing but stagnation. They may provide temporary relief, but they prevent us from experiencing the excitement, fulfillment, and growth that comes from pursuing something new. The only way to move forward in life is to get comfortable with discomfort. It's through embracing the challenges and struggles that we grow. It's when we take the leap into the unknown that we discover new strengths within ourselves. We can't remain stuck in a place that feels safe forever and expect our lives to improve. Life will continue to change, and so must we. If we are willing to take the risks and face the challenges, we will find that we are capable of far more than we ever imagined. Comfort may feel good in the moment, but it is growth and progress that make life truly fulfilling. Stagnation only leads to dissatisfaction and missed opportunities, but the pursuit of discomfort leads to the growth we all crave. Fear of failure is the root cause of our reluctance to step outside our comfort zones. We have all been there. The moment when we hesitate, the moment when we think twice about taking that leap, that risk. The fear of failure grips us tightly and makes us second-guess our decisions. It whispers in our ears, telling us that if we try and fail, we will be exposed, ridiculed, or, worse, left behind. So, we stay safe, we stay small, and we remain in our comfort zones. But what we don't realize is that this fear, while real, is also what's keeping us from the success and growth we desire. Fear of failure is a natural emotion, and it's something we've all experienced at some point in our lives. It's what keeps us from trying new things, from speaking up, from taking the leap into the unknown. But here's the catch. Failure is not something to fear. In fact, failure is an essential part of success. It's through failure that we learn, grow, and eventually succeed. The most successful people in the world have failed numerous times. What sets them apart is not their lack of failure, but their ability to keep going despite it. When we fear failure, we let it control us. We allow the potential for things to go wrong to stop us from moving forward at all. We assume that if we don't succeed right away, we have somehow failed as a person. But failure doesn't define us. It doesn't make us less capable, less worthy, or less deserving. Failure is simply a lesson, an opportunity to improve, to get better, and to learn what doesn't work. Without it, we wouldn't know what success feels like. We wouldn't be able to truly appreciate our achievements. Yet, when we're faced with failure, we feel vulnerable. We worry about what others might think. We're afraid that we'll be judged or criticized for not getting it right the first time. This fear keeps us stuck in our comfort zones, afraid to try, afraid to take that next step. We don't want to be seen as failing because in our minds, failing means we're not good enough. But that's not the truth. Failing means you're trying. Failing means you're learning. Failing means you're growing. Fear of failure also manifests itself in perfectionism. We think that in order to succeed, we must do everything perfectly, right from the start. This puts an immense amount of pressure on ourselves. Instead of just trying, we delay taking action because we're terrified of not getting it right. But here's the thing, there is no such thing as perfection. The more we chase perfection, the more we paralyze ourselves with doubt and anxiety. It's better to try and fail than to never try at all. Progress is made through trial and error, not by waiting for the perfect moment. When we allow fear to control our decisions, we miss out on opportunities. We miss out on the chance to grow, to evolve, and to achieve what we're truly capable of. We let fear dictate our actions, making us stay in a safe, predictable place. But this is exactly where we remain stagnant. Fear of failure leads to procrastination, self-doubt, and a lack of action. It keeps us from reaching our full potential. But when we stop fearing failure, when we change our mindset about it, everything shifts. We begin to see failure not as something to be avoided, but as a stepping stone towards success. Instead of feeling defeated by failure, we embrace it as part of the journey. We understand that every mistake brings us closer to the right answer. Every setback teaches us a valuable lesson, and every challenge is an opportunity to become better. The key to overcoming the fear of failure is to reframe it. Instead of seeing failure as something negative, we need to view it as a natural part of the process. It's not something that defines us, it's something that helps us grow. When we stop fearing failure, we open ourselves up to new possibilities. We free ourselves from the shackles of perfectionism and self-doubt. We allow ourselves to take risks, to make mistakes, and to learn along the way. So the next time fear of failure creeps in, remember that it's not the end of the world, it's just part of the journey. Don't let it stop you from stepping outside your comfort zone. Don't let it hold you back from reaching for something greater. Instead, use it as fuel to keep going. Because the only true failure is not trying at all. Life begins where your comfort zone ends. It is in those moments when you push yourself beyond the familiar, when you step into the unknown, that you truly begin to experience life in all its fullness. The comfort zone, by its nature, offers predictability and safety, but it also limits your potential. It prevents you from discovering new things about yourself, from experiencing the vast world that exists beyond your current situation. We often mistake comfort for contentment, thinking that once we reach a place where things feel secure and easy, we have arrived. But the truth is, staying in your comfort zone means staying in a place that keeps you from growing. The real magic happens when you step outside, when you take that leap into the unknown and embrace the uncertainty of what lies ahead. Comfort may feel good in the moment, but it's in discomfort that we find the ability to truly grow. Without discomfort, we don't have the motivation to push ourselves further. Growth is not born from staying where we are, but from the challenges that arise when we step into new experiences. When we decide to face what we fear, when we leave behind the familiar and embrace the unfamiliar, we start to see new possibilities. These moments of discomfort are where the seeds of transformation are planted. They force us to tap into strengths we never knew we had, to discover resilience we didn't think we were capable of. It is through discomfort that we become stronger, wiser, and more adaptable. Staying in the comfort zone might protect us from the fear of failure, rejection, or disappointment, but it also prevents us from experiencing success. The success that is meaningful, the one that changes your life and makes you feel truly fulfilled, comes only when we take risks. We cannot achieve the things we dream about without stepping outside the boundaries of what we already know. The path to success is not paved with safety and security. It's paved with courage, action, and the willingness to face discomfort head-on. When we live only within the boundaries of our comfort zones, we stop taking chances. We avoid doing things that scare us or seem too challenging, but these are the things that lead to the greatest rewards. The things that scare us, the things that seem impossible, are often the very things that push us to evolve, to learn, and to grow into who we are meant to be. Every time you step out of your comfort zone, you put yourself in a position to learn something new, to grow in new ways, and to experience life more fully. The more you challenge yourself, the more you begin to see just how much you are capable of achieving. Taking that step outside the comfort zone is not always easy, and it's not always fun. It's often filled with doubt, fear, and uncertainty. But if you can embrace these feelings and keep moving forward, you will find that the rewards far outweigh the discomfort. The confidence, the strength, and the sense of accomplishment that come from facing what scares you are invaluable. These moments become milestones in your journey, reminders that you are capable of much more than you ever imagined. When you stop fearing discomfort, when you stop avoiding the unknown, you open up a world of possibilities. The comfort zone keeps you safe, but it also keeps you small. It keeps you from reaching your full potential. It keeps you from experiencing life in the way it was meant to be experienced. The world outside the comfort zone is where adventure, growth, and transformation happen. It is in the unknown that you find your true self. It is through stepping out of the comfort zone that you become the person you were always meant to be. So stop holding yourself back. Stop clinging to what's easy and predictable. Life is too short to live it in the confines of your comfort zone. The world is full of opportunities, waiting for you to step into them. Each challenge you face, each new experience you embrace, takes you one step closer to becoming the person you are destined to be. The journey may not always be easy, but it will be worth it. Because life begins when you leave the comfort zone behind and embrace the unknown. Self-discovery is a journey that begins when we step out of our comfort zone. When we stay within the confines of what we know, we limit our ability to truly understand ourselves. The comfort zone is a place where everything feels easy, familiar, and predictable, but it is also a place where we rarely challenge ourselves. Without challenge, we miss out on the opportunity to discover who we really are. We miss the chance to learn about our strengths, our weaknesses, and the hidden parts of ourselves that can only emerge when we step into the unknown. The beauty of stepping outside our comfort zone is that it forces us to confront ourselves in ways we might never have imagined. It puts us in situations where we have no choice but to adapt, to think critically, and to face the fears that hold us back. It's in those moments of discomfort, when we are no longer on autopilot, that we begin to truly understand what we're capable of. We start to see our potential, not through the lens of what's easy, but through the lens of what's possible. When we challenge ourselves, we open ourselves up to new experiences, new perspectives, and new lessons. Every time we take a step beyond what feels comfortable, we learn something new about ourselves. We discover our hidden talents, our resilience, and our ability to overcome obstacles. Self-discovery isn't about staying in the same place, doing the same things, and thinking the same thoughts. It's about pushing ourselves to expand, to grow, and to explore the parts of ourselves that we may have neglected or overlooked. Self-discovery also requires us to face the parts of ourselves that we may not like. It's easy to stay comfortable when everything around us is familiar and predictable, but it's in the moments of discomfort that we truly get to know ourselves. Stepping outside our comfort zone allows us to encounter new challenges that reveal our weaknesses. It exposes the fears and insecurities that we may have buried deep inside. It's not always easy to confront these parts of ourselves, but it's through this confrontation that we grow. When we face our weaknesses head-on, we begin to develop the strength to overcome them. We become more resilient, more self-aware, and more capable of navigating life's challenges. Self-discovery is not always a smooth or easy process. There are times when we will feel uncertain, afraid, and unsure of ourselves. But it is precisely during these times that we learn the most. The discomfort we feel is a sign that we are on the path to growth. It means that we are stretching ourselves, breaking through barriers, and evolving into a better version of ourselves. Every step outside of our comfort zone is a step toward greater self-awareness and personal growth. The journey of self-discovery is ongoing. It doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen by simply staying in familiar territory. It happens when we take risks, make mistakes, and push ourselves to do things we never thought possible. The more we step outside of what's comfortable, the more we learn about who we truly are. We begin to see the strength that lies within us, the courage we didn't know we had, and the potential that we might have overlooked. Each challenge we face, each uncomfortable situation we encounter, is an opportunity to grow and discover more about ourselves. As we step into the unknown, we also open ourselves up to new opportunities. We start to see the world differently, and we begin to understand our place in it. We realize that we are capable of far more than we ever imagined. We discover what truly matters to us, what we are passionate about, and what we want to achieve in life. Stepping outside the comfort zone allows us to find our purpose and live a life that aligns with our deepest values. Ultimately, self-discovery is about becoming the person we were always meant to be. It's about breaking free from the limitations we've placed on ourselves and embracing the full range of possibilities that life has to offer. The comfort zone may feel safe, but it's only when we step outside of it that we truly begin to uncover who we are and what we are capable of achieving. The comfort zone is like a cage, one that holds us back from the opportunities that are waiting for us just outside. It tricks us into believing that safety and familiarity are the most important things, that staying in the same place is the wisest choice. But in reality, the comfort zone doesn't protect us. It traps us in a cycle of stagnation. It's easy to fall into the illusion that everything is fine, that life is smooth and predictable. But when we become too comfortable, we stop exploring. We stop reaching for the things that could truly make our lives extraordinary. The comfort zone gives us the illusion of control, but in the process, we lose sight of the incredible things we are capable of achieving. Comfort doesn't come without a price. It feels good in the moment, but it comes at the cost of growth. When we aren't challenged, when we aren't faced with the unknown, we stop growing as individuals. Growth is born in discomfort. It is found in the places where we feel vulnerable, where we feel uncertain. Without discomfort, we remain stagnant, and stagnation is the enemy of progress. If we keep our focus on staying comfortable, we limit our potential. We refuse to step into the unknown, to challenge ourselves, and to evolve into the person we could be. When we stay in our comfort zones, we avoid the challenges that would help us grow stronger and more resilient. But challenges are what shape us. They force us to think differently, to find creative solutions, and to push through obstacles. When we resist the urge to stay in the comfortable and familiar, we find ourselves learning more about what we're capable of. Life outside the comfort zone is unpredictable, yes, but it is also full of opportunities. It is full of chances to learn, to connect, and to create something new. The comfort zone doesn't just limit us in terms of what we can achieve, it also limits how we see the world. When we stay within the same routine, surrounded by the same people and the same experiences, we begin to see life through a narrow lens. Our vision of what's possible shrinks, and we become less open to new ideas. But when we step outside that zone, we begin to see things in a new light. We encounter different perspectives, meet new people, and open ourselves up to the endless possibilities that lie beyond what we've always known. The comfort zone keeps us small, but stepping out of it allows us to see the bigger picture. Think about the times in your life when you've had to push past your comfort zone. Maybe it was starting a new job, moving to a new city, or facing a personal challenge. In those moments of discomfort, you likely felt unsure, scared, or overwhelmed. But in those moments, you also learned the most about yourself. You discovered your resilience, your strength, and your ability to adapt. You saw that you could handle much more than you thought. The most meaningful experiences in life are often the ones that take us out of our comfort zones. These experiences may be difficult or uncomfortable, but they are what shape us into the people we are meant to be. The truth is, life is too short to stay stuck in a place of comfort. We were not meant to live our lives on autopilot, avoiding risk and change at all costs. We were meant to take chances, to embrace the unknown, and to live a life full of purpose and passion. Staying in the comfort zone is a way of denying ourselves the opportunity to truly live. It's an excuse to avoid the work that growth requires. And while it might feel safe in the moment, it's ultimately unsatisfying, because it doesn't allow us to reach our fullest potential. If you want to live a life of impact, a life of growth, you have to get comfortable with discomfort. You have to be willing to step into the unknown and embrace the uncertainty that comes with it. The best things in life rarely come from playing it safe. They come from pushing yourself, from challenging your limits, and from stepping outside the boundaries of what's familiar. The comfort zone may feel like home, but the real magic happens when you step out and explore what lies beyond.